Hey, I'm back. I finding someone who would take literal gold coins and give us money in exchange that we can actually use here. Difficult. Difficult. However, it does mean we are filthy rich again. So we shouldn't have any worry there. Yeah, yeah, I saw my friends and family. I'm not. This is a conversation for another time. We have things to do. Okay. So, first things first, everyone, time to gear up. No, we're not going to fight anything. Here, just get the one with your name on it. This is, as you may have seen from literally every human you have seen from here, this is a phone. It is quite necessary in the current age of this world. It is a small device that will allow you to access anything that you desire. Well, within reason. Communication, entertainment, information, anything at all at your fingertips. I'll let you explore that w- when we're done, because there is still work to be done. I'm currently doing the paperwork for a house of our own, a plot of land that we can do things on. However, while I'm doing that, I would like you all to, if not buy, at least look at things to put into the house. So, money is not a problem, so don't don't skimp on it. Just get the best one you can afford. But I have assigned to each of you some things that I believe you should be able to acquire easily. You'll be split into teams depending on what items you are assigned. Paladin, Barbarian, Fighter. You guys are assigned for the heavy lifting, the more difficult items. Stuff like beds and sofas and such. We don't have a home yet, so just look around. But if all of you would like to open the uh, map looking icon, it should have the word map below it. You'll see some pins, and if you touch that, and if you touch those, you should be able to, read uh, about the location. Uh, Druid and Ranger, you two, just so you, just so we don't live in like a really shabby, bleak home. Look at some flowers, and I maybe a low maintenance pet for now. We're going to be busy. Something like a fish. I'm not sure, but get some flowers or plants just to brighten things up. All right, monk and rogue. You guys are you guys are assigned to just keep an eye on everyone. Since you guys are the fastest, you can move between the groups and carry items. As good as the phone is for communication, it is not actually able to carry anything. Anyway, I don't need to explain everyone's job, you guys can read. Let's head out. Artie, you're with me. There's a reason why I picked you to go with me. One, where we're going is the furthest, so I am going to come along. And two, I can already tell by the look on your face you are incredibly curious about everything here. So, let's start with what's on the street. Those are cars. Well, under the family of cars, there's a bunch of different types depending on size, shape, and function, but essentially those are just cars. And it is just a carriage without any horses. I'm not the most informed about any of the things I'm going to be telling you about. So, if you want more information, do research on your own. You have access to everything now. But essentially, there's a machine inside the machine that will take fuel, compress it, ignite it, and it will cause a tiny explosion. The force of that explosion is then used to propel the entire thing. At first, they were not the best, but over the years, it has become incredibly efficient to the point where here's one. A giant bus like this can run faster than a horse. Take a seat at the back. We'll be talking a lot. The next invention that I should probably tell you about is what I gave you earlier. Phone. In its simplest form, it is a series of binary, I think. Don't quote me on this. Do your own research, but I think this is how it works. So, imagine we have a torch that has two states of being, on or off. So it can be 0 and 1. Say we have a second torch. Now there's four total states, both off, 0, the right one on, 1, the left one on, 2, both on, 3, and so on and so forth. You keep adding more torches. People that are way smarter than me have learned to not only ensure that a certain signal will turn on a certain set of torches, but also reading those signals and giving you an appropriate response. For example, if you touch here, it sends a signal, turns on a set of torches, turns off a set of torches, and the device will give you a response. In this case, turn the screen on or turn the screen off. Again, through multiple years of innovation, it has become incredibly complex, and I cannot hope to explain it on a short bus ride. Humanity here has done a lot in terms of science and technology. We might not have healing magic, but everyone here lives around 70 years old, if judging by the global average or something, right? We might not have teleportation, but people can fly using machines. We might not have messaging magic, but we can send messages to anyone, anywhere on the globe. But for every invention that improves lives, there are also those that you know as well as I do that inventions like these, they are just tools. It is it is up to the person using them how they are to be perceived. Some are one task tools and others are more flexible. But all this innovation comes at a cost. We have, as a society, become hyper reliant on these devices. I said before, a phone is practically mandatory now. Everyone gets around using cars and their related vehicles. Communication has become so instant that anything less than an instant reply is a concern. People's entire livelihoods can depend on this and the infrastructure that keeps it alive. If that goes down, the entire world does. And that's only talking about the purely civilian ones. Armies all over the world have their own collection. I mean, look at you, right? It's not like you only build golems or quality of life devices. And I know because we saw you use them in battle. Bombs, guns, If you think that this is advanced, imagine what the weaponry is. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. The only reason, the only reason society is still running is because the weapons are too powerful that if everyone shot them at once, and believe me, they will, because they get the visual and the ability to respond before the original aggressor's weapon can actually function. If everyone shot their weaponry at once, the whole world would be destroyed. And since nobody wants that, it's just a threat, basically. The reason people don't fire their weapons, at least not the strongest ones, is because they're afraid that everyone else will do the same. With good reason, too. Mutually assured destruction. Think about how, if every kingdom in your world had a dragon, let's say, right? Let's say every kingdom had a fire breathing dragon that could destroy every other kingdom. But the dragons would not attack each other. There's no defending, only attacking. The moment one kingdom unleashed theirs, everyone else would do the same, and the entire world would be on fire. But anyway, just something for you to think over. We've arrived at our destination. This this is a large mall. Inside it, inside it are a lot of tiny stores. We're going to be buying a lot of machines, which is why you're here. We're going to get some tools, going to get some cameras. For what are it's just a security thing. I'll explain it to you when we get home. And lastly, we are going to get everyone a better computer. Because as good as the phone is, it is limited by lifetime. It will die, and then you will have to charge it again. I don't mean die like permanently die. I mean, uh, you know how you have to occasionally feed your little golem magic crystals to keep it powered. That is what I mean. That not actually die. I'll It should last until the end of the day, and then I'll show everyone how to charge it. It's not that difficult, but you know, I would like everyone to have access to something without worry that it's going to run out on them. I'll teach them how to use it later. But yes, if the reason I brought you here is because you are the techie one. If any machine catches your intrigue, just let me know, and I'll try my best to explain it. Again, I'm not the best at this stuff, but better than nothing. Alright. Oh, no using your golems. That would attract too much attention. We need to carry everything by hand.